Welcome back to yet another episode of ZmoSports. I'm ZmoSports, and joining me today, Ryan Hebner, back at it again, episode number 3 with you, man. Welcome back.
Oh, I appreciate you having me, man. We're at the best time of the year, so there's no better time to be back.
Yes, sir. March Madness is here. Selection Show Sunday was yesterday. But before we get into it, this page is about real sports conversations, honest analysis, and breaking things down the way fans actually talk about them. No forced hot takes, no chasing trends, just informed opinions, game breakdowns, and respect for the work that goes into the sport at every level. Dude, so we're going to go game by game, fill out our brackets, do the whole thing, and then some upsets that we really like too as well. So, dude, let's get into it. We are looking at the East region, top left corner. We've got Duke and Siena. I would say that's a safe bet to take for
You
Duke.
think? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Duke's gonna slaughter them, and it's not that Siena's like terrible. It's just even with the injuries, Duke is a powerhouse. There's a reason they're the number one overall seed. They got stuck in the toughest region, I think, but no, easy money.
Yeah. Ohio State versus TCU. Now, this game, it's an 8 and 9 matchup. Could go either way. A lot of the money is heavily on Ohio State, 62%. But, dude, this one's a toss-up. I know Ohio State has kind of found their rhythm a little bit down the stretch, and so has TCU. Net rank, Ohio State's 29th, TCU's 39th. TCU has one more win against the top 25 components, but strength of schedule, Ohio State favors big, 25th versus 68th for TCU. So both teams shoot the ball for points per game, about the same, 72.8 for Ohio State, 72.1 for TCU. I think just by what we've seen down the stretch for the last couple of weeks that I would probably take Ohio State.
It's a close game, man. I'll disagree off rip and go TCU only
Okay.
because I'm glad you said it though. They're playing really well too. Ohio State has really picked it up the past few weeks, shooting the heck out of the ball. Mobley's been going crazy. Obviously, you got Bruce Thornton. They shoot a lot of their shots off dribble. They do
Yeah.
like a ton of percentage of their shots come off dribble. So that's either something that's going to stay in rhythm for them, or that's something that can come back to bite them because, if you're shooting, let's say you just get cold one game, it's hard to get into a rhythm shooting jumpers off the dribble all the time. It's kind of easier sometimes when you catch and shoot, get that going.
Right.
TCU's been rolling too. I think it's gonna be a really good game though. Cool matchup. Two teams that you mentioned it, close in scoring. Both play at similar speeds to a sense.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a toss up. I think Ohio State probably has a better chance to do something in the second round if they win. But I don't know. I'm taking TCU in that one.
Yeah. It's a tough one. You got David Punch for TCU, who's an extremely well-rounded forward, averaging 14.3 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game. But you also got a guy for Ohio State, Bruce Thornton. He's averaging 20 points per game. He can shoot the three ball very well. So yeah,
Finally in the
I think
tournament,
that
Bruce
one.
Thornton. Finally in the
Do
tournament for him.
yeah.
Happy for the kid. He's been there forever.
Yeah, I think that's a coin flip of a game, and that's just what it's expected from an 8 and 9 seed. All right, so agree to disagree on that one. Love it. You got TCU, I got Ohio State. Moving down to the next game, we got St. John's versus UNI, the Missouri Valley Conference.
That's right. Purple Aces didn't come out of it this year, man.
Yeah, dude, they were horrible. They
They
were
can't.
so bad.
They don't have any money to give people.
No, I
They give
know.
it all to the theater department.
Yeah. But anyway, so I think St. John's should be easily the favorite to win this game. 70 points per game versus 61. They have 2 wins versus top 25, which UNI hasn't even played anybody in the top 25 this year. Strength of schedule, 21st for St. John's and 112th for UNI. So I think this one pretty reasonable to go ahead and take St. John's. Um, I know historically we see a lot of 12s versus 5s that could go either way.
Yep.
Um, but the way St. John's has been playing, they just knocked off UConn in the Big East Tournament championship game. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. I like the momentum.
Yep. I think they're playing really well right now. You got a coach that's been there before, so you're not going to miss a beat going from where you were playing, in early March to where you're going now. Patino's going to have them ready to go. I will say what's interesting about this game. For the record, I'm taking St. John's. I think they should win by double digits. What is
Yeah.
interesting about this game is Northern Iowa. So you said 61 points a game. They slow the game down a lot. So what they do is they really don't crash the offensive boards at all. They force you to play against their half court defense.
Hmm.
So it's one of those games that could teeter on the upset line only because the possessions are limited in the game. There's
Yeah.
much less possessions than you're used to having. And, St. John's, the one thing they don't do super well is shoot the ball deep. They like to drive and get the ball inside to Zuby. And I'm not saying again, I'm picking St. John's, but I'm throwing that out there.
Yeah.
UNI likes to play the defensive game. They like to slow people down. They got some guards that have been there before. So I think it could be a little more interesting than people are anticipating, only because they're remembering that win that just happened against UConn and the streamline through the Big
Yeah.
East, which for the record, the Big East this year was really weak compared to what it's been like weak as shit. So We'll we'll see what ends up happening, but I like St. John's as a team, so I think they'll win this game. Interesting matchup though, only because UNI plays ball a certain way.
Yeah. No, I like that. I think historically, versus any type of upsets, it's always for some reason a 12-5. So it's a key one to watch out for that one as well. Kansas and Cal Baptist. Dude, talk about a dude who can play ball. Daniels Jr. for Cal Baptist. Oh my gosh, his pull-up game off the one dribble is insane.
Dog.
If there's a team that could knock off Kansas, this might be the one team.
Yeah, Cal Baptist is high octane. They're fun to watch play.
Yes.
They're just one of those teams that you never watch, and then you turn them on like a random ESPN Plus game at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday night, and you're like, oh, they can score the ball. Like
Yeah,
they're
they
fun.
can.
Cool that I think their women's team made it in the tournament too. So kind of cool moment for both
Yeah.
squads to get in there in the same year. I'm rolling Kansas. I love Cal Baptist. I love what they've done. I think Kansas is too. I think the two big guys are too much.
Yeah.
So you go in there and Badunga is a ton to deal with. Taylor's making entry passes from the top of the key to get into Badunga, and then you got guys that can score. Melvin Council, we talked about him last pod that I was on. Like the guy's been there, man. He's
Yeah, he
he's
has.
smart. He's going to make the right decisions. He can shoot literally less than 35% and be the best player in the game. Like he
Yeah.
just affects the game in a lot of different ways. So intriguing game because Cal Baptist has some guys and they play a fun brand of basketball. But I think with Bill Self and Kansas, even them not playing super good to end the year, I'll take them in this game.
Yeah, I think I will too. Just by the guard play alone, I really like Peterson, and we highlighted them. Who was it against Texas Tech? Is that the game that we did?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Um, they're just a great overall team, and I can't stand Kansas, man. As a West Virginia fan, I hate Kansas. I would love to see Cal Baptist win this game. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't either. They're good. And in March is always a time when you make a name for yourself. So a guy like Darren Peterson, this is going to be a prove it to me game.
Yeah.
And he's already, he's proved himself. I'm not saying he hasn't, but all the games that he's missed, all the turmoil that's been in, been over there this year talking about, oh, is he really hurt? Is he resting for the NBA? All that. Let's put him
Yep.
to rest. March. It's time for you to go. So I think if the kid, I think he'll do that, and I think he'll take care of business.
Yeah, I do too. All right, Louisville versus USF. This is my first upset in this bracket so far. I like USF. Louisville seems to me, just from the eye test alone, one of the most inconsistent teams
Yeah.
that I've seen, like streaky shooting. When they're hot, they're really good. Um, but it's just something that we've seen, and they've got two guys that are out for them, and so does USF. But they're averaging 72.2 points per game versus 75.5 for USF. I know that they have 3 wins versus the top 25, have a good strength of schedule. Um, but field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, statistics do favor Louisville. I just I don't know, man. Like, go look at South Florida's last 10 games. They're undefeated. So they're riding that wave right now.
Yep. And statistically, they're a little bit better defensively. I'm
Yep.
still taking Louisville in this game, but I do agree with you in the fact that the inconsistencies there. I'm just banking on them shooting the heck out of the ball
Yeah.
because if they do shoot the heck out of the ball, they're a 6 seed that is good. Like you said,
Dangerous.
they're
Yeah.
shooting, they're beating a lot of teams in the country. But right now, you could go either way with this one. I think this is one of the 6-11s that's sneaky scary. I mean, you look in the last few games, like you mentioned, USF's got to be a top 20 team in the country based on what they've been doing as of late.
Yeah.
And they've been playing good defense all season, so it'll be a fun one to watch. Unless Louisville, completely either shoots 60% from three or shoots 15% from three, then you might get a blowout. But I think it's gonna be a close game either way. I'm gonna stick with Louisville because I like the guard play. I think
Yeah.
Brown shows up and then we'll go from there. But I'm not. I think that's one that I'm back and forth on as I'm like looking at the game, looking at the
Yeah.
statistics because I've seen both sides of Louisville, and you've seen pretty consistent South Florida all year, so
Yeah. You
it,
have.
it shows what side's going to show up. But I'm banking on the one that hits shots. So
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Michigan State versus North Dakota State. Give me Tom Izzo and them boys. Simple as that
give me
for
Tom
me.
Izzo in March. Yep. I will say don't. Obviously, Izzo's going to have him ready. Don't overlook North
Yeah.
Dakota State. Guys that have been there before,
Hmm.
and a program that historically is pretty solid at basketball. So they'll be ready to play. I could see this one being close towards halftime and then just getting run away with in the second half.
Yeah. And Michigan State's lost their last 2 games.
Yes.
So they're going to be, I'd say, pretty pissed off, say the least,
Yeah,
coming
some
into the
people take
tournament.
that a different way. Some people, will show that like they're wavering or they're not peaking at the right time. And it's like, dude, if you got the right coach, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you lose 2 straight games in March. Whenever the madness starts, that's when you start building momentum because at the end of the
Yep.
day, you're not gonna play 6, 7 straight games of perfection. You're gonna have to win one of those games in a greaser, you know what I mean? Where you're not doing
Right.
what you're supposed to do or you're not shooting well. You're gonna have to find a way to win one of those games. So, I think it's
Yeah.
have the boys ready. I don't think, first round is gonna be a problem for them.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, Dude, the next game, this one, toss up for me. UCLA versus UCF. Another weird game. 68% of the money is on UCLA. 32% is on the UCF. To me, when it comes down to it, I think I'm going to take UCLA, just because I feel like the Big Ten might have been a little bit tougher against the Big 12.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there's Houston, I know that there's Kansas, but it just seemed like the Big Ten was just so tight this year from across the entire board. So, just based off strength of schedule, or not strength of schedule, records versus top 25s. UCLA is 4-6. UCF is 3-4. I think I'm just going to take UCLA just based off that alone.
Yeah, I got UCLA because of basically because of Donovan Dent. The dude's really good. Was really good for New Mexico last year. Came into UCLA this year. I mean, had a triple double like 2 or 3 games ago in the Big Ten tournament. Not a lot of people do that in college basketball. Really good player, and I'll be honest. I think UCF is a little overseeded here. Not that they're a bad team, not that they didn't deserve to
Yeah.
make it, but I thought of them more along the 11 line. I feel like honestly, South Florida might be a better team than this team.
Mhm.
But case in point, I think UCLA wins this game, and I think if they're on, this is a team that scares UConn a little bit. I'm not saying I'll pick them to win, but this is a team that has beat really good teams. So when you had that experience, like you said, fighting in a conference that literally had the 7 seed in the conference is now a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament, talking about Purdue,
Yeah,
you're pretty well set up for success when you've been in those games all season. So if
right.
UCLA plays the way that they're capable of playing, they should walk out of here with a dub.
Yeah, some notable wins for UCLA: beat Michigan State, beat Nebraska, who didn't make the tournament, um, USC, and beat Illinois in overtime on a thriller of a game. That was just from the last 10 games. And you go look at UCF, not really any big notable wins. Maybe TCU
Yeah.
lost to West Virginia twice, got blown out by Arizona. So, like I said, just based off conference alone, give me UCLA on that one.
Yep.
UConn versus Furman. Pretty straightforward pick for me. UConn. Dan Hurley's going to have that team ready to go.
Yeah, they'll be good. They got people, solo ball, Caravan,
Yep.
even Silas Reed. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about Furman. I am worried about their inconsistency this year. They've been
Yeah, it has been weird.
weirdly inconsistent
Yes.
in terms of the past seasons. I mean, they lost some games where they didn't have business in losing, but at the end of the day, they're 27 and
Marquette.
4. So 27 and 4, and Furman just squeaked into the tourney. So I don't think this is going to be much of a game,
No.
to be honest. The Paladins had their fun a few years ago when they beat Virginia. So give me UConn.
Yeah, I think it's done. Yeah. All right, let's head to the South region. Florida will be facing team that's in the play-in game, but the way Florida's been rolling, you know who I really like in college basketball is Xavier Lee.
Yeah,
Dude, the way he
little
can
Princeton
dish the
guy.
ball,
Yeah.
yes, he is outstanding to watch, man. His fundamentals are just insane. He came from the Ivy League,
Yep.
I want to say.
Yeah. Princeton.
Yep. So what a fun guy to watch. But yeah, give me Florida, whoever they face. They're probably the best team in the tournament right now.
Yep, either them it's the one they're those 3 1 seeds are pretty well set in stone, like Arizona, Florida,
Yeah.
and Duke as being well, and Michigan, honestly. Like the 4 1 seeds are high and away the best teams, obviously, as there are the 1 seeds, but sometimes, you look at the 2-3 line and you see some sneakers that you think are gonna win. This year it's tough, man, and Florida's really good. They don't
Yeah.
shoot the 3 well, and they don't even need to. They get like 42% of their
No.
offensive rebounds. It's incredible what they do, and they're able to run. Condon as a big is able to run the offense from the top of the key. And
Mm-hmm.
if Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland are shooting well this tournament, that's probably the scariest team that you'll play because the
Yeah.
other guys are going to be consistent. And I'm not saying that Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland haven't been, but they'll have some games where they shoot, 3 of 13 and stuff like we talked about. Though you're gonna have to win one of those games. You're gonna have to pull one out when they're not shooting
Right.
well. But if they primarily shoot well this tournament, that's a team that's really scary to go.
Yeah, I agree. Um, okay, so Clemson versus Iowa. This is a weird game as well. Clemson's averaging 74.2 points per game. Iowa's averaging 75.2. As far as the defensive side of the ball, Clemson's allowing 66.7 versus 66. So two teams that are very well defensively sound going up against each other in ACC versus a Big Ten matchup. This one's a fun one, man, because I have been covering or not covering. For some reason, I have been watching a lot of Iowa basketball recently, and I don't know why, but I'm really drawn to their game. I like how they play with the post. I like Sturritz.
Yep, Bennett
Um,
Stearns.
yes, he's averaging 20 points per game.
Yeah,
They're just fun. They're just a fun team to watch, and they play sound basketball. So give me another upset on the South Side region over Clemson.
yeah. If you take it an upset, you call it an upset, I'll go with you. But I think Iowa's the better team here. I think they should have
Yeah,
been seated higher than this, and I think they'll win this game. I'm not saying it'll be a blowout or anything, but they're just simply a better team. Bennett Sturts is I don't know what all Big Ten team he made, but he was on an all Big Ten team. I can't remember if it
Yeah.
was first or not. But guy comes over with his coach from Drake, knows the system. It's going to be a game where this, if they take care of business, Clemson doesn't beat this team. And Brad Brownell's done a really good job at Clemson. It's just I think the
Yeah.
Big Ten was the ACC was a little bit down this year. Big Ten was a much better conference. Iowa again competed and beat some really good teams, and just in my opinion, they have a better team. So I think they win this game.
Yeah. I agree. Vanderbilt versus McNeese. The way Vandy's been playing, dude, I don't think I can take McNeese. Vandy's been absolutely amazing down the stretch. For, and Tyler Tanner's been absolutely electric. They're averaging 48, or no, I'm sorry. They're shooting 48% from the field. They've won 4 against top 25 teams. They've had a net rank of 13th, and they're averaging 86.3 points per game. Now, granted, they may not be the most defensively sound team, but this team's fun, man. Vandy, that team can make a big push in the tournament with the way they're playing.
Depends on how they're shooting. Kind of, I mean,
Yeah,
they're much better than Louisville as a team, but similar vibes. Like if they shoot and they're gonna go, no matter who gets the ball
right.
on from the rebound, they're pushing the ball immediately. So they're playing quick. What intrigues me about this game, for the record, I will state I'm going Vandy. I'm picking Vandy to win this game. McNeese State has been there now. This is the third straight year they made the tournament.
Yep.
First year they lost. Second year they made an upset, made it to the second round. So these guys, I know some of them transferred away. One of them went to NC State with Will Wade, but they've still got a guy that was there last year. These guys have been there at this point. That's something to, I guess, behold in March. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're not going to be a stranger to the moment, which is big. So another one of those games that I think is going to be close. I don't know if people are thinking that or not. I haven't actually looked at the line on the game yet, but I think this game is going to be a little more stressful than some Vandy fans are hoping for.
right.
But I think they get the job done.
Yeah, let me pull up that line real quick, just to see what that one is. So right now, Vanderbilt is favored by 11 and a
Yeah.
half. It's going to be a high octane game. 2 o'clock game. Um, but yeah, I mean, I could see an upset, but I don't know, man. Vandy's just playing so well
I can see
lately.
it, but I'm not going to pick it.
Yeah. Um, Nebraska versus Troy. Did I say Nebraska didn't make the tournament earlier?
You did, but
I meant Rutgers.
yes, I was going to let you find
Okay.
out when we came down here.
Okay. I meant to say
Yeah.
Rutgers the whole time.
Everybody's
Um,
just got a little letter as their logo, so you never really know.
yeah.
I hate that, by the way. Like, do something original. Like, look at this game. We got a T and an N. Come on, boy.
Nebraska versus Troy. I don't know anything about Troy. I'm going to be straight up with you on that. So go ahead and just give me Nebraska to win that game.
Yeah. Nebraska, what scares me about Nebraska is they are another one of those teams that's super weirdly inconsistent, and they
Yeah.
really haven't played super well down the stretch. But at the end of the day, Troy isn't like great at anything. And I'm not saying that as like they're a bad team. They just don't have any relative strengths. They just played pretty well all season, happened to, be in the Sun Belt, which is a competitive conference, but not a good
Yeah. Nothing
conference.
great. No.
So I just think it's one of those situations where this one's pretty simple. You pick the team that's 26-5 and probably the best or second best conference in basketball.
Yeah. All right. UNC versus VCU. UNC without Caleb Wilson could very well be an upset here. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think I'm going to take the early first round exit for UNC and go ahead and give me VCU.
Yeah, I'm going opposite only because I don't know. Hubert's actually done an okay job coaching, but
Yeah.
I don't like VCU that much, and that's the only reason why I'm picking North Carolina in this game. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be in or anything of that nature. I just think that talent is going to win this game, so I'm going to roll with
Yeah.
UNC. Don't see him going super far in the tourney because I'm with you. I don't think they're that good without Caleb Wilson.
Yeah,
And
they're
even with
not.
Caleb Wilson, I think there's some holes in that team. But they've got Vasar's still healthy. They've got guards that have the opportunity or have the potential to score a lot of points in a game like this. So I'll take UNC to win this one.
Yeah. Um, Speaking on that game, just for clarification, UNC is averaging 79.8 points per game. Now, I know these numbers are going to be skewed because Caleb Wilson is out. VCU is averaging 81.6, and defensively, both teams are basically the exact same 71.3 for UNC, 71.5 for VCU. Now, VCU has not beaten anybody in the top 25. UNC has beaten five. So, putting those out there for anyone who's picking that game. Heading on to Illinois versus Penn State, the Ivy League champs,
Yeah.
who I
Hour
actually
or whatever took
watched.
dude, that was insane. Who
It was
scored
awesome, wasn't
40
it?
what did he score, 44, 46?
Yeah. Yeah.
Un
That game went into overtime,
Mhm. Because of
and they were
him.
down by 12, were they not?
Yeah, and it's cool you get, Fran McCaffrey's coaching out there, so he's gotta go play the Big Ten again
Yeah.
now in Illinois, so, I don't think this one will be too much of a worry. Fran will have something for him. This is another one I could see for, like, the first 10 minutes might be
Yep.
weirdly close to where you're thinking, like, "Is Illinois
Yeah.
what is it?" And then they kinda run away with the game, so
Yeah, so go ahead and give me Illinois as well. I remember picking them whenever we were on the call with, our other buddy, that Illinois was, like, my sleeper at that time because I don't think they were ranked in the top 10 yet.
mhm.
That they were my sleeper to go win it all this year. So keep that boat riding just for a little bit, just to see where they go. But yeah, give me Illinois. But dude, if Penn State uh can shoot the ball from behind the arc like they've been doing all season, watch out, Illinois, because if they get hot,
Yeah.
it could be over.
Mhm. It's fun, yeah, it'll be interesting to see Yale was probably the better team in the Ivy League. Like, I feel like if they would have made the tournament, Yale's probably a 12 seed.
Yeah,
But Penn's fun because they got some guys that can shoot. I just think even if they are shooting, Illinois's got too much for them down low. There's 2
yeah,
big
they
guys that
do.
you gotta deal with. Even their 4, I can't remember everybody's name, number 0, but he's good. I mean, he's a guy that
Yep.
is just stout, strong, offensive boards, they're gonna kill him. I think it's a game that Illinois, like I said, I'll roll with the 10 minutes or so. It might be close, and then Illinois kinda runs them out of the game
Yeah.
for that.
They'll outsize them and out rebound them pretty easily.
Yep.
St. Mary's versus Texas A&M, a weird matchup as well. You got St. Mary's, who's 1-2 against top 25 teams. Texas A&M 0-4. Strength of schedule: St. Mary's 57th versus 99th for Texas A&M. But Texas A&M 87.7 points per game versus 78.2. And then defensively, Texas A&M gives up about 80 versus 64. So this is a weird matchup as well. I'm taking St. Mary's because of the way they shoot the three ball.
Yep.
They rank 10th in three-point field goal percentage, and they rank first in free throw percentage.
Yes. Yeah.
So if they shoot the ball well, give me St. Mary's.
Yep. I've got the Gales in this one too. I do
Okay.
think they'll win this game. I like the coach. Another situation where I already said it 2 or 3 times, but been there before, done this. I know they're
Yep.
traditionally a team that's wins one and gets outed. Well, guess what? They might win one and get outed, but I think they're beating A&M. So you go from there. Plus, just to your point, per field goal attempt, A&M's given up like almost I think it's 0.36 free throws attempted per field goal attempt. So that's not boding well when you go to play a team that's the
Right.
best free throw shooting team in the country. So
Yeah. Dude, free throws will win you tournament games, man. When it comes down to it. Ohio State taking on the Idaho out of the big sky.
who? Houston?
Houston, yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd I say?
Ohio State. That's all right.
Oh, God, dude, I'm all over the place. Dude, No joke. I think I got sick from working so much
Yeah,
that my head, it feels like it's just compressed, that I was, like, trying to play MLB earlier,
yeah.
and I felt like I couldn't even see the ball.
Just zoned
Like,
out.
yeah. Okay, Houston versus Idaho.
There we go.
Alright, give me Houston, man. Defensively, they're just so much fun to watch. They make you turn it over. Kingston Fleming's absolutely a dog, so this one shouldn't even be close, to
Alright.
be fair.
Idaho, fun run going from like the 7 seed in the Big Sky to win the conference tournament and make it in. Super cool story. Think they should be a 16 seed. Houston rolls them.
Yeah. Moving on to the West, we've got Arizona versus LIU out of the Northeastern Conference. Give me Arizona. This one should be pretty easy to take.
Yep. Arizona, arguably, I mean, based on what I've seen people picking so far, might be behind Duke as the number one team that people
Yeah.
are picking to win the national championship. Long
Right.
Island's got some athletes, but you're going to need more than that.
Yep. Nova taking on the Utah State. Give me Utah State in this one. Another 9 versus 8 for me. And it's purely based on points per game. 82.3 or 82.5 for Utah State versus 77.2. And MJ Collins, man, great guard. So go ahead and give me Utah State. I think this is a dangerous team.
I'm with you on this one. I think Utah State's a good team. Mason Falstaff's a guy that has been around for a couple years. And they've hovered around that tournament talk line. They've been good for the past few years. Utah State has been. They've been a good
Yeah.
program. Again, I think the Big East is vulnerable.
Yeah.
Villanova is a super weird team to me. They try to play like the way they did when Jay Wright was coaching there, but they don't kind of have the dogs that Jay Wright had when he was there. I don't
Yep.
see Villanova winning this game. Not to say they can't. I just think Utah State's a better team, simply put. Same thing I told you with Iowa earlier and Clemson. I think these teams are swap seated. I think Utah State deserves to be seated higher. I think the little matchup zone that they run can give some teams some problems. Unfortunately for them, they have to play Arizona in the second round. So
Yeah, that's
I don't know how
certainly
long that'll last, but I do like them to win this game against Villanova.
yeah. Um Moving on, Wisconsin versus High Points. I like the way Wisconsin has been playing. I actually took them the other day to beat Illinois at a plus 440 in the Big Ten tournament.
Yep.
So bit of a surprise pick there, but give me Wisconsin. They shoot the ball decently well. Averaging 83 points per game. Now High Point 90 points per game for them. Talk about a team that has such a high octane play.
Yep.
They run the court very, very well. They're a fast break team.
They go.
So yeah, they will get the ball down the court very, very quickly. This could be horrible for Wisconsin
Yeah.
if High Point plays it correctly.
Yep. I'm with you. I think we're not going with any of the 512s. I don't know what's up with us, but
I
I'm with
know.
Wisconsin in this game. I think this is one of those scenarios where you think guards win in March, and Nick Boyd and Julian Blackwell could be the one of the better guard tandems that's playing right now in terms of how they played recently. Really good players, high point, high octane offense. So scary if they start hitting shots and you
Yeah.
freak out in your boots and let them keep going. They got that guy. I can't remember his name. He's number 99, white kid that he's literally at one point, it was in the conference tournament. He was 0 for 4 from 2 point all year and like had shot over 300 3-pointers.
Oh
All he does is
yes, I know who you're talking
he's
about.
like 47% from three, just incredible, but shoots no twos. And like, that's what high point is. Like
Yeah.
they're going to press the issue. They're going to throw some points on the board. I think they have trouble stopping Wisconsin. And that's why I'm taking the Badgers.
Yeah. Um, you did note that we didn't take any 12s versus 5s.
We got a region left.
Yeah, but I'm really tempted to switch that pick. You know what? Give me High Point. I'm rolling with them. I'm gonna roll with that high octane offense.
I'll let you have it.
Air I almost said Arizona.
At least you were close
Ar
on that one.
Arkansas versus Hawaii. I haven't watched a single game of Hawaii, and I see you got this shirt on, so I would assume actually, I'm not gonna assume that. I would hope that you use your brain and pick Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas wins this game. I just saw
Okay,
this,
thank God.
earlier, and I was like, "Hey, I forgot I had this shirt," so I wanted to rep the Rainbow Warriors. No, Indiana didn't
That's
return
so
me anyway,
funny.
so I may as well wear a team that actually did. But no, Arkansas, same difference, rolling right now. Darius Acup's really good at
Oh,
basketball.
dude.
Trayvon Brazil's really good at basketball. What's his name? Billy Thornton? Is it Billy
Yeah.
Thornton? Really good defensively. I think this team is scary, and I think it is a crime that we have to watch them and possibly Wisconsin play in the round of 32.
Yeah, I know.
It sucks that one of those teams is going to have to depart before the Sweet 16. But yeah, I definitely like Arkansas to win this first game. Although it was fun for Hawaii, cool story for them to get where they're at. I think if they would have been seated in a different spot, maybe against a different 4 seed or something like that, like
Yeah.
them against Nebraska, I could see it being a little more fun game. Arkansas is rolling right now. Give me the bat.
Yeah, I know. So, here's a bigger question. Is Acuff the best player in the league right now?
Playing like it. 30 points,
Like,
11 assists. I don't know if I can put him over Boozer still because Boozer's been so good.
he has been
He
great.
just does it. But the way he's playing right now, it's hard to
I
like pencil in somebody who's looking better than him. He's doing
yeah.
like who gets 30 and 11 assists in a college game? Not a lot of players. That means you're really running the offense on both angles. So,
Dude, he has been unreal. So, his last 4 games, 30 points, 11 assists, 24 points, 7, 37, 5 and 5, and then 28 and 13 assists. Those are just his last 4.
mhm. And you're taking
Like,
that confidence right into the tournament. And
oh
we
yeah.
just talked about it. Guards can win. Shabazz Napier, Kemba Walker, Walter Clayton. These guys
Yeah.
win you tournaments. Even the Florida team that didn't win, that went to the Final Four when Shane Larkin was there, and or Scott, no, Scotty Wilbekin. I'm sorry, when Scotty Wilbekin was there, just randomly going crazy. Like guards will win in
Yeah.
March. So
Yep.
yeah, he's going to be a huge, huge emphasis for other teams, of course, because he is the best player on the court for them. But you got backup too. Cal's got backup for him in Arkansas. So I think the Hogs are a scary team to play.
I think the Hogs might be one of the scariest offenses in March Madness right now with the way they're playing. Um, but anyway, so we've got BYU taking on the winner of NC State and Texas. BYU's been playing okay, averaging 83.9 points per game, defensively 75.3. Some notable wins in their previous matchups. They beat Iowa State, which was huge, which I think Iowa State is a team that could very well make the Final Four, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. Um, but Texas, I don't believe in. NC State, I think, will beat Texas. And if they have to play BYU, NC State could be a scary, scary matchup for them.
Yeah, this is where I'm going with my 11/6. I feel like one of these
Are you?
playing teams always, for whatever reason, ends up winning a
Yep.
game. One of the 11 seeds usually does. And I like NC State. I think they'll beat Texas. I think
Yeah.
Will Wade has these guys ready. I think his name's Kadir Copeland, guy that kind of runs the whole floor for NC State. Might not give you 25, but he's going to see the floor. He's going to attack the basket. He's going to find open guys. I like BYU. Might be a different story in my pick here if Richie Saunders was healthy, but unfortunately he's not. So the offense has to go through Di Bansta and then Rob Wright, who are two really good players. I just think it makes them a little more vulnerable. So give me NC State on the upset here on the 11-6 line.
I like it. I like it. I think I'm going to roll with you on that one, actually. Um, Gonzaga taking on Kennesaw State. Give me the Zags. Pretty straightforward pick with that one.
Yep, give me Zags. Zags roll. I actually, just for the record, don't love Gonzaga this year, but Graham Ike is too big. They're not going to lose to Kennesaw State.
No.
I just don't think they're going to go super far in the tournament. But
Dude, every time I see Gonzaga in the tournament, I always want to take them to lose in the first round. I don't know why. They just, for some reason, they can never get over the hump.
They've had trouble in the past, and I think this year, I just don't think they're as good of a team this year.
No.
I think what was the kid's name that got hurt? Huff, Brendan Huff, I think it's a big loss for him. Guy that does a little bit of everything at the forward role, but I don't trust them. Even though I'm sitting here, they're 28-3, and I'm saying all this, but I think they're going to meet their match in March, like they have, like you said in the past. But
Yeah,
I do think I mean, they're going to take care of Kennesaw State.
I agree. I agree. Miami versus the Missouri Tigers. This one's an interesting one as well. Both teams struggle to shoot the ball behind the arc, but they're both physical teams. They really like to drive the ball down the court or down the lane. So I would probably go Miami just based off how they play defensively.
Yeah, dude, a lot of these 7-10 games that we're talking about I'm debating on these more than I was the 8-9 games, honestly.
Yeah,
But I like
this was a
Miami in
tricky
this
one.
game. This one's tough because Mark Mitchell of Missouri is going to be the best player on the floor. Miami, Trey Donaldson, Malik Renew, I think they're playing better right now.
Yeah,
I just think that they've had some more significant wins over the past 10-15. Missouri, I think, could actually be a better team, but they're a little
yeah, I don't
inconsistent for
know.
my liking. So I'm going to take Miami to win this one.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. Now, granted, Missouri has lost 3 straight, but they took Arkansas to overtime. So that could give people some leeway as to take Missouri
Yep.
because they fought really hard again in that game. Um, but yeah, dude, that's such a toss up, man. Like, you're taking Miami?
I'm taking Miami.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with Miami as well. All right, going to the Boilermakers versus Queen. Pretty straightforward. I'll take Purdue.
I will take Purdue. I will say, and I'm not just saying this because I'm an IU fan. Queens can shoot the ball.
Yeah,
So it's always kind of one of those ordeals where you never will see this one coming. I don't think we're going to get a 215 upset this year. I think Purdue rolls this game too big, too much talent. But as a team that's been vulnerable to it before, I think this is an interesting matchup out of all the 15s they could have got. It was either Queens or Tennessee State that I thought were the two toughest 15 draws.
yeah,
And we'll see. I don't think it's going to be much of a game, but I'm just throwing that out there that Queens isn't a team to scoff at.
yeah. We'll see. I don't know. You're making me nervous.
No, I don't think they'll beat them. I'm just saying
Okay.
they're not a team that you want to necessarily look to the next round while you're playing them. You know,
Yeah. Let's see what that spread is. That should be the evening game, I think, if I can find it. Because they'll be playing on Friday, correct?
um, I think so.
All right, I had to go by region.
I don't know who starts. Honestly, I don't know what region is it. East South on day one.
Uh, so I guess it's a mix because we've got some like there's on the east
Oh, it's a
side.
different. Yeah, it's a different locations. That's right.
Yeah, I can't find them. I'll figure it out later if I get to it. Maybe they don't have any of the lines out for the Purdue game yet. It is kind of early. Okay, so we are headed to our last region, and then we'll get into the round of 32. Michigan, they'll be facing the winner of UMBC. Dude, you remember UMBC? What was it, like 12 years ago or something? When they knocked off, was it Duke?
They beat Virginia. I think that was
Or wait, was it Virginia?
yeah, they beat Virginia, because that was
Because
a
Lehigh
16-1
beat
game.
Duke.
Lehigh beat Duke, yes.
Yes.
Lehigh beat Duke, that was probably more or less where you're because that was when CJ McCollum was there. Um,
Yeah, we were in middle school, I
yes,
think.
I think we were in 7th grade. But yeah, UMBC's who beat Virginia. That was the first 16 to ever beat a one. Imagine
Yeah,
they. I mean, they will. I do think they beat Howard for the record, but I think
yeah.
they get throttled by Michigan. I think Michigan is terrifying. I think Michigan's really good.
Imagine though.
They
Imagine
do it
if
again.
UMBC does it again.
Incredible.
Imagine that
They would be
storyline.
legends. Legend.
Yeah.
Let's not think how
Uh,
hard Michigan wins.
yeah, Michigan wins this game. Okay, let's go on to Georgia versus St. Louis. Give me I feel like I've been taking 9 seeds, so just give me Georgia. I can't take another 9 versus 8. I feel like I've done that the last 3.
I had two 8-9s that were pretty straightforward for me, and they were both nines beating eight. And now I've got two 8-9s that are not straightforward for me, and that's the Ohio State TCU game, which is tough to pick, and this
Yeah.
game, which I think is tough to pick. I think Georgia is super athletic. They've got guys that can really impact the game in different ways.
Yeah,
St.
Wilkinson.
Louis has been consistent. I know they lost on a game winner in the conference tournament. They play a
Yeah.
pretty fun style of offense. They shoot a lot. They give Big Robbie Avila some little bounce back passes on the fast break for him to shoot deep threes and stuff. I've been rolling with Georgia in this matchup. I've only filled out two brackets so far, but I just kind of have been doing it on whim. I'm switching it up. I'm going St. Louis. I
Going
think
St.
they hit some
Louis.
shots. I think, like I said, Georgia has the guys to defend, but I think the way St. Louis runs their offense, if they're hitting
Yeah.
shots, they win this game. So I'm going to take the Billikens.
They rank 2nd in three-point field goal percentage, which is huge. They also rank 7th in field goal percentage, shooting 51% from the field. So, if they get hot, St. Louis could make an upset if that's how you wanna say it, because these 9 and 8s aren't really
No,
upsets, to
they're
be
more or less
honest.
pick 'em games. I
Yeah.
said I don't even know. It's hard for me to even consider like a 7-10 an upset. I usually start at the 6-11 line.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, Now here's a team that could make an upset, Akron taking on Texas Tech. I've seen a lot of people taking Akron. So, all all the money I've seen is going to Akron, so I'm taking Texas Tech. I'm not falling for no 5 versus 12.
Give me
I
the
like the
Zips.
way Texas Tech shoots the ball too.
Give me
They
the Zips. That's the same reason why
You
I'm
like the
picking
Zips?
Akron. I love the way they shoot the ball, man. They
Okay.
shoot threes like crazy.
Yeah, they do.
Definitely live by the three, die by the three. I'm banking on them kind of continuing their success from the MAC tournament, coming in and taking care of business this game. How about the two bid MAC? You know what I mean? Two teams from the MAC in
Yeah.
the NCAA tournament. When's the last time we had a two bid MAC? Cool to see. I
Mm,
like the Zips in this game. Texas Tech also, like you said, shoots a ton of threes, especially with Topping out. That's a majority
yeah.
of their offense is shooting threes, and they've got three good guards to do it with. So by no means am I considering Texas Tech a walkover game or saying they don't deserve to be seated where they're at. I just think upsets happen, and I'm going with this one team that's got momentum and
Yeah.
a team that can shoot the ball.
Talk about momentum, Akron's 10-0 in their last 10 games. Texas Tech has lost 3 straight, and one of those losses is to TCU. So, Toppin not being available really does hurt the Red Raiders, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a hard one to take too. I could see that game going either way. So, Alabama taking on, is it Hoffman?
Hofstra.
Hofstra, sorry, Hofstra. They're the 9-1 in their last 10. Alabama's 8-2, which they did lose to Old Miss, which is so weird, dude. What a team. I really wish they would have won
I know.
the SEC. That would have been really, really cool to see for a team that was 4-14 in the conference, and they just came out of nowhere.
We're on a run,
Just
man.
started lighting it up. That's what the tournament can do, but give me Bama, dude. They're 91.7 points per game. So,
You see what happened to their starting guard today?
who, Holloway?
Alabama. Yeah.
I know he was questionable.
Yeah, you know why he's questionable?
No.
He just got arrested with a pound of marijuana on campus. So he's no longer with the team.
Are you serious? I didn't
Yeah,
see this report.
yeah.
Did this come out on ESPN today?
I think ESPN did report on it after it got confirmed. Yeah.
They did?
Yep. He is will
Dude,
not be with the
oh,
team.
yes, 1 hour ago.
Yeah. He will not be
He's
with
been
the team.
rem
I don't think that affects this game. I think if it was a different 13 seed, I might be having a different conversation.
wow.
Alabama's super high octane offense though, so I think they take care
Yeah,
of
they
business
are.
here. When there's a lot of possessions in the game, typically the better team ends up coming out on top. So I think, with that many chances, Alabama gets things right, but definitely big for the rest of the tournament and their hopes with that going on.
Dude, that is a huge
Yeah, big bomb.
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, big
Wow.
show. Really good player too. Obviously not the bet like Phylon's the best player for him, but still, that's a huge loss.
So, what app is this? CBS. Now, obviously, I don't even think this is right, but you never know. It says expected return date is 3/19.
That'd be game time.
So, I don't know. That's damn pound of weed.
I believe that was what got. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it just said like over a couple ounces, but I thought it said there was. I thought it said there was a lot.
Wow. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that will hurt him in the next round if he's taken out of the whole tournament.
Yeah, that definitely will.
Okay.
Bad timing too.
That's horrible timing. God, what an
I
idiot.
mean, we're all for it over here, but goodness gracious, man, it's right before the tournament. You gotta figure it out.
What an idiot, bro. All right, so we got Tennessee taking on the winner of Miami of Ohio versus SMU, which Miami of Ohio was undefeated in the regular season, but did get knocked out to UMass
Correct.
in their Mid American Conference tournament. Tennessee, I hope they lose because I can't stand their fans. So give me Miami of Ohio to beat Tennessee.
I'm gonna go opposite in every direction from you on this one. I think SMU beats Miami of Ohio in
Really?
11. I think SMU's like 7.5 point favorites in this game against
Okay.
Miami of Ohio. Think they're a better team. They got one of my favorite players in college basketball, Boopy Miller. Love Boopy. Love me some Boop. He's a he's a heck of a guard, man. He just runs the offense, does everything that you want your point guard to do. I think they're a better team than Miami of Ohio. I love Miami of
Yeah,
Ohio's story. I'm so glad they still got in the tournament.
me too.
I just think SMU's better. If it was Miami of Ohio and Texas, we'd have a different conversation. I might be telling you I think Miami of Ohio beats them. I think SMU's a better team. I think SMU gives Tennessee a run for their money. I just think the Volunteers are a little bit better. But I don't. It's That's a rough game for me too. I'll be honest with you. SMU. That's not a joke. That's not a joke
No, they
team
can
to
shoot
play
the ball,
against. They're
dude.
they're good, and they've got two
Yeah.
guards that are good. Booby being one of them. But I think Tennessee. And at the end of the day, will be a little too much. So the Volunteers.
Yeah, BJ Edwards for SMU is questionable with an ankle injury as well. So that could be huge for them.
Yeah,
So a notable injury for that team. But so you're taking Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee.
Okay. We've got Virginia taking on Wright State out of the Horizon League, which Wright State can shoot the ball very well. So this could be a struggle for Virginia. So give me Wright State, a 14 seed to beat Virginia. I am taking it.
You like the Raiders?
I do.
All right, we'll take it. I think
Give me them.
defense. I like the defense too much on the Cavaliers side, so I'm going Virginia. But I respect it. Horizon League alum over this way. Go IU Indy, go Jags.
Yeah. All right. We've got Kentucky. Um, they're taking on Santa Clara. So a 7 versus 10 seed. I really hope to see Kentucky lose, and I'm sure you would too.
Love it.
So give me Santa Clara. I'm going with an upset here.
My I'm split on this game. Obviously, like you said, my heart definitely wants Kentucky to lose, always.
Yep, as of
My
course.
brain tells me that Kentucky's very, very inconsistent.
Oh, yeah, they
They're
are.
able to win a lot of big games. What worries me is what we talked about earlier is kind of guards win in March, and they don't have great guard play. I'd consider Owe more of a forward.
Away, yeah.
And I like what Santa Clara's done. They're playing well at the right time. I like Santa Clara in this game. I wish I could go against you again, but I think Santa Clara wins
You
this
like
game.
Santa Clara? Yeah. Dude, Kentucky's one of those teams that I feel like we see this year in and year out. Like you said, they're probably one of the most inconsistent teams every single year. They beat good teams, but they always play down to their
Yep,
competition. And I think this is a scary matchup for them. I think they'll play down to that competition.
yep,
And if they have to go into a shooting competition later on down the stretch, if both defenses, are allowing open shots, this is a loss for
right.
Kentucky. Yeah. We've got Iowa State taking on Tennessee State out of the Ohio Valley. Iowa State should wipe the floor with this one. This shouldn't even be a conversation.
Agreed. Tennessee State has again some athletes, but not the right team to upset with athletes. You got to upset Iowa State with rhythm and with execution, and that's
Yeah.
going to be tough to do when you're a team that actually, I got to give Tennessee State credit. I thought they should have been a little like I I might have had them seated a little bit higher than they
Yeah.
are, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I don't think they would have won as a 14 seed anyway. So, yeah,
No,
give me
they would
Iowa
have.
State and a blow by.
Okay, so let's go around to 32. We are moving back to the top left corner, the East region. We've got Duke taking on Ohio State. I think Cameron Boozer is going to be too much to handle for Ohio State. So give me Duke in that one.
Yep. I had, like I said, I had TCU, but I think Ohio State is a scarier team to play for Duke only because they're a harder guard. Just
Yeah.
because of the reasons I was talking about earlier, they got guys that can make shots. Like Juan Mobley and Bruce Thornton are always going to be tough to defend. But like you said, I think the mismatch happens with Boozer. I think Duke wins this game. I think John Shire is one of the best coaches in college basketball, and he's not going to lose to an 8 or 9 seed in the second round.
No, he won't. We've got St. John's taking on Kansas. This one could very well be a toss up. It's a 5 versus 4 seed. St. John's playing well. Like we highlighted, they beat UConn in their last game. Kansas got blown out by Houston in their last game. But both teams kind of shoot the ball very, very similarly. Like, we got field goal percentage of 45% for both. 3-point line, St. John's 33%, and Kansas is 35. Uh, dude, as much as I hate to say it, I probably leaning towards Kansas.
I am picking Kansas in this game. I
You are?
I like the guard play better. I really like St. John's. They disappointed me last year. I picked them to go really far, and they did not. I think they lost in the second round. And I, again, I'm with you on this in terms of I think this could go either way. This is going to be a really fun game to watch. Two coaches that have
Yeah.
been doing it for a long time with two good rosters going at it. Um, Darren Peterson, make a name for yourself. Melvin Council, show where you've been, why you're here now, why you went from St. Bonaventure to Kansas, and then Zuby Ejiofor might be the best big in this game, but he can't do it all by himself. I think Badunga does enough to kind of not keep him quiet, but keep him contained. So I think
Yeah.
Kansas ends up winning this game. Tough game though, tough game to pick. One of those that I
Yeah.
don't want to pick it. I just want to watch it.
Yeah. It's going to come down probably to the very last possession in that game.
And
Yeah. I bet you that spread, if it happens to be that game, will probably be 1.5, if not point
yep,
0.5.
I agree. 1.5, 2.5 max.
Yeah, it won't get above that. Okay, so we had you. Did you have Louisville or USF? You had Louisville,
I
right?
had Louisville, but you had USF.
Okay, so you would have a 6 versus a 3. I got an 11 versus a 3. So USF versus Michigan State. I think either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to be an exit for both of those teams. I just think Michigan State pulls this one out.
I think Michigan State actually got a pretty good draw with this
Yeah.
bracket in the East here, and I think they do beat Louisville or USF in the second round. Too big. If their big guys are playing well, they do a really good job of running the floor, and I think this team is again Izzo in March. I know he hasn't won it in a really long time, but dude
Yeah.
always makes something happen. I'm going Michigan State in that game.
Yeah. Which don't count out either of those teams, Louisville or USF. Um, both teams could make a run. So if they shoot the ball well, yes. UCLA versus UConn. I think we both had that same one as well.
Yep.
UConn's just a better team. We've already pointed out with their guard play and with Hurley getting them ready to go. I don't see UCLA beating UConn.
Yeah, I think this is a scary game for UConn.
You do.
If they have one of their on or at home playing Marquette or on the road playing Marquette type of games, whatever they have, this team is leaps and bounds better than Marquette. So this is a game that you really have to watch because UCLA will defend you. They
Yeah.
will make you make turnovers. They'll make you make mistakes. They're not gonna just walk on the court and kind of let you run your offense. They're going to be all up in you, making things happen. So this is a game to watch for me. I'm tempted to go UCLA. I'm not going to do it right now, but I will say this is a very, very interesting second round matchup, and I think we're going to get it. I don't think UCF is that good, so I think UCLA will beat them. This
Yeah.
will be a fun 2-7 watch.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, that'll be exciting. Uh okay, moving on to the South, a Florida team that did you take Clemson or Iowa?
I
Okay. Florida should win this game. I think this one could be a toss up for a lot of people. Um, but Florida's just too good, man.
Yep. I
They're
think
just
Florida wins.
their bigs are too good.
That's what I'm saying. I think they win this game with their bigs, and their depth. Iowa, again, they slow the game down enough to really scare the shit out of Florida in this game.
Yeah.
If they're shooting the ball and making shots, this is, I mean, it's easy to say for every game, but I mean, with the pace they play at, this is a scary game for Florida, and it would not be my favorite team to see in the second round in the round of 32. But I still think Florida overwhelms them just with size and with volume scoring.
Yeah.
So I'll take Florida to win this game, but eye out for that one because Iowa will slow it down and they will make it a snooze fest if they have to in order to keep
Right.
themselves in the game. But it's hard to have a snooze fest even if you take 25 seconds off the shot clock and Bennett starts takes like a 32-foot three and drains it. So that'll be a fun one to
Yeah, this is
watch.
true.
But I think Florida ends up winning.
Yeah. Vandy versus Nebraska. I like the way I've already highlighted this. I like the way Vandy is playing. I think they're just playing with a lot of poise and a lot of control um, with their guard play as well. They do a lot of pick and roll that I've noticed in their last two games. So give me Vandy to beat Nebraska, a 5 versus 4.
Yep, our South region is going to play them right now. I got Vandy as well. I
Cool.
think they that's going to be a high scoring game, and I think Vandy outscores them. I just think they're playing better right now. Nebraska has been hit or miss in some games throughout the season. They've started to play not quite as good down the stretch. I just think Vandy's the hotter team right now. And like I said,
Yeah.
both teams just tend to score a little more. Two good coaches too, so it'll be a fun game to watch. I think Vandy in the shootout.
Yeah. If it comes down to free throws, statistically, Vandy has the edge in that one. So they are fourth in the country versus a team that's 78th. So that could be um, potential for some game winning opportunities,
Mhm.
should say the least. All right. So we got VCU versus Illinois. I think Illinois with Keaton Wagler, I don't think VCU is going to be able to contain Keaton Wagler. The way he just maneuvers the offense, the way he can shoot, the way he can float in the air with his mid-range floaters, dude. He's outstanding to watch. So just give me Keaton Wagler to take that team to beat VCU, and you had UNC, didn't you?
Yep. I had UNC. I honestly don't think it matters. I don't think if it's
Yeah,
VCU or UNC. I think the Illinois Keen Wagler they run a lot of pick and pop. All their big guys can shoot. So
yeah,
you're either leaving the lane wide open for the guards to drive, or you're leaving the three open for the big guys to go and hit 3-point shots. I think Illinois is a really scary team to play, and I think they'll take care of business against whether it's UNC or VCU. In my case, it's the Tar Heels, but doesn't matter. Too hard to guard, they win.
yeah, agreed. Okay, Houston taking on St. Mary's. I think this one's an easier one for me as well. Give me Houston. Like I highlighted before, defensively, they're just an absolute unit. Now, I know St. Mary's defensively is very, very good as well. Um, but I think Houston's too physical. They've got too much strength down low as well.
Yep,
Great.
I'm with you on that one. That's perfect analysis. I think these are two. Like I was going to say, two defensive juggernauts. One with more talent than the other. I think Houston's just a
Yep.
better team. It boils
Yeah.
down to them playing. I don't say similar basketball in terms of how they play offense, but defensively, like you said, two defensively sound teams, defensively focused teams. One's just better than the other. I think Houston.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, moving on to the West region. Got Arizona versus Utah State. You had Utah State as well.
Right.
Arizona should handle this one. I think it'll be really close, closer than what people expect it to be. It'll probably be a 9.5, 10.5 point spread.
Yep.
Either way, Utah State, I think, will cover, but I think Arizona will win down the stretch.
Yeah, I I wish I was going to say we've been having the same answers, but we haven't. We've differed a lot throughout this episode. But I'm with you on that one too. I think Arizona beats Utah State. I do think it's a closer game though. Might be one that ends up being 12 at the end of the game just because free throws factor in,
Free
some
throws, yeah.
big shots get made. But Arizona's going to have to shoot to win this game. So that's what'll be interesting. Utah State is we touched on it when we were talking about their last round game. They're a very good basketball team.
They
So,
are.
the only thing is Tommy Lloyd's going to have Arizona ready. They're going to know Utah State's good. They're out there in the West with them. 25-6 in the MWC is nothing to just walk over. So I think Arizona will be ready.
Right.
I think they're going to win that game.
Yep. So I've got I switched my pick. I've got High Point taking on Arkansas. I don't really think it matters if it's Wisconsin taking on Arkansas or if it's High Point. I think Arkansas is just too good right now offensively with Acuff. So give me Arkansas to win that game.
Yeah, this game, like I was talking about last round, Wisconsin and Arkansas is, in my opinion, going to be the most fun game of the round of 32 if we get it. I think these two teams both playing well, both have elite guard play. What
Yep.
it comes down to for me is the other guys on the court. I think Trayvon Brazil and like we talked about earlier, Billy Thornton do a little bit more than Rapp does for Wisconsin, although he got hot the other day when they played Illinois, hit like 5 straight threes or something like that. I think Arkansas, the rest of their team as a whole, kind of shows up and wins this game for them. But that's going to be so fun to watch. And again, I will reiterate this point. I hate that these two teams are seeded to play each other in
Yeah.
the second round. I think these two teams are both good enough to be in the Sweet 16. I think they're both good enough to possibly go further than that. But they're definitely playing good enough. I mean, arguably, they're both playing as top 16 teams in basketball right now.
Yeah. 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 Um, it could go either way. So I don't know. That one's going to be a weird matchup if that happens with Wisconsin or Arkansas
Yep.
or against Arkansas. We've got Gonzaga taking on NC State.
Yep.
I think that's what we had. You didn't have BYU.
Correct.
You
Yeah, we
had
both had NC State. Yep.
NC State. Yes. Um, is it crazy to take NC State again? I know
Stop
they had that.
doing what I'm gonna do.
I think I'm taking NC State.
That was my big pick before this. I've just been looking at it again. I don't love Gonzaga. I think Will Wade's a really good coach. Not that Mark Few's not, but this is one of those ones where I'm just banking on we're gonna get one of these high seeds to go out early.
Yeah.
and this is the one I'm picking. I think NC State rolls in with a little bit of momentum from winning 2 games, having to win the play-in, and then winning against BYU.
Yep.
And I think they come out. Sometimes Gonzaga gets a little stagnant on offense, and NC State could certainly do that to you. So I think this is a game that's going to be tough for both teams. If you're able to deal with Graham Ike, Gonzaga doesn't have a lot else to throw at you offensively. I think NC State's smart enough to do that. I think they win this game.
It's, we had the same thing. That's insane. Miami versus Purdue. This one's a weird one for me. I think I'm going to go with an upset here and take Miami to beat Purdue. I think I see this too often in Purdue games when it comes to March Madness. They always lose very early. So I'm going to keep that trend going, even though the stats don't favor it at all. But give me Miami. Give me Miami to beat Purdue.
There you go. I actually think this is might be the hardest 7-10 draw that a 2 seed has. I think both Miami and Missouri are really good basketball teams. So I think it's a tough game for Purdue. I do think they win. I think Purdue makes it to the Sweet 16. I think they
Yeah.
beat Miami. I got Miami too, but it's a close game. It's a really close game. It's hard to pick like the one that I was picking, UCLA and UConn earlier. Similar vibes. I'm gonna roll with Purdue. We'll see how long that lasts. I hated saying that, and it came out of my mouth, and I wanted to throw up. But I think Purdue wins and beats Miami.
Okay. All right, let's head to the Midwest then. You got Michigan versus Georgia. I like the way Michigan's playing right now. I liked Georgia at the beginning of the season. I thought they were playing extremely well, winning games on the road, winning games at home. But Michigan's just a better overall team. They shoot better. They are defensively better. So I'll take Michigan to beat Georgia.
Yep. I have Michigan, St. Louis, and I'm taking Michigan.
Yep. All right. So Texas Tech. Who did I have?
You
Why does it
have
say?
Did you have
It
Tech
said.
and Bama?
Oh yeah. Apparently I clicked Hofstra on accident.
Nice.
So
You heard that news about Holloway, and you said, "Oh, they're done."
they're done. Yeah. This one, I need to like kind of figure this one out. Give me, oh God, give me Texas Tech. Give me the Red Raiders just because of how well they can shoot the 3 ball.
Yep.
That's it.
So I had Akron with the upset, and
Oh, you did.
Yep.
That's right.
And weird shit happens in March. Give me the Zips to go to the Sweet 16.
Hell yeah.
They
A 12 seed.
a lot of threes. Alabama, again, super fast offense. The pace they play at is damn near off the charts. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If they have an off game, they're very vulnerable to lose. I know I said earlier, their strength is if they don't play super well, they play so many possessions that you would think that the skill, and the talent is going to prevail when you have that many chances.
Yeah.
Akron has some guys. They're a good team. I think that it's just one of those where something happens every March. Like 3 double-digit seeds end up making it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
I'm just calling my shot. I'm going Zips.
I like it.
Let's go the double upset, get Akron into the Sweet 16.
I like it. And I'm rolling right there with you of a double-digit seed going to the Sweet 16 in Wright State.
Are you really?
Yeah.
All right. Shout out the
Give
Raiders,
me
man. Go
a
Horizon League.
14 seed.
Hopefully you don't bet on it, but I'm rolling with you.
I'm not going to put money on that. That'd be really. That's what we call a donation.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what you call that.
Are you rolling with Wright State as well?
No, I got Virginia.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Do like Tennessee though in that game. I think Virginia is a good team. Virginia is weird to me. Really good defensively. I mean, they're 27-4. They gave Duke all they could handle in the championship of the ACC, but I don't know if they're built to really go to the Final Four. I don't know if they're built to, compete for a championship. And
Yeah.
that may be unfair. I just think that Tennessee is a little more not consistent, but they have a little more potential on their squad in general. So I'm going to take Tennessee to win the 6-3 matchup, go to Sweet 16.
All right. What just happened with my light
I
bar?
don't know. You're
Did you
brighter.
see that?
Yeah, you're brighter now, or you're a different color, one of
Oh
the two.
my god.
There you
There we
go.
go. Jesus. Um, okay. So Iowa State versus Santa Clara. Iowa State is just so good, dude, defensively. Um, and they can shoot three ball very well. They can play the perimeter game very well. So give me Iowa State.
Yeah.
The
Fun.
Cinderella story ends for Santa Clara.
Yeah, fun matchup. I do think Santa Clara, they've played some good teams. They played now St. Mary's way different level than Iowa State, but
Yeah.
similar vibes in terms of how they play. And Santa Clara just came off a win, beating them in the semis of the West Coast Conference Championship or Conference Championship tournament is what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah.
Iowa State, they're just really good.
They're so good,
I
dude.
think they shoot so well. They play really good defense. This is going to be a team that's hard for anybody to beat. I don't think Santa Clara can do it, so I'm going Cyclones.
Like it. I like it. Okay, let's head to the East. I've got Duke versus Kansas. Taking Duke. Going to the Sweet 16, baby.
Going to the Elite Eight.
Or Elite Eight. Sorry.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I think this is a game that's intriguing because
Very.
of Duke's injuries and because of Kansas, what they can and can't do. Sometimes they won't show up, but when they
Yeah.
do, they're good enough to beat a lot of teams, possibly any team. I just think, again, this boils down to John Shire being what I would say might be the best coach in college basketball right now. The guy has
Yeah.
been in his bag this season, calling plays, getting guys open, letting Boozer run the offense from the top of the key, and they really they do a lot of cutting when 5 out, so they'll have their centers up top being able to kind of run the offense while other guys are cutting, getting open shots off screens. Duke is just hard to defend, and they got a lot of good players, and that's a recipe for success. So I think
Yeah.
Duke wins
I like it.
the game.
Yep. Let's see. We've got Michigan State versus UConn. That's what you had,
Yep,
correct?
we had it all chalked up 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Sweet 16 in that
Jesus.
region.
Dude, we cannot have this. This is not good.
It happened last year. All the ones made it.
This is yeah, but this is a new year. This is not good.
No,
Uh, yeah, this one's a tricky one as well. I really like both of their coaches, even though I don't like Hurley as a person. Um, man, dude, this one's tough for me. Give me Izzo. Give me Michigan State
yep. Thing comes
to come
down
out of
again to
this.
the big guys for me. I think Michigan State wins this game only because what scares me about Michigan State is they sometimes can't shoot the ball, and that's terrifying in March. But
Yeah,
kind of like what I hit at earlier with when we were talking about Florida, not necessarily this is about Florida, but just as we were talking about them, you're going to have to win some games where you don't play your best in order to win the national championship. Like you just don't. Nobody goes out there and plays 6 to 7 games of perfection. Doesn't happen. You have to be
yeah,
good enough to win a game when you're not at your best. And I think that's what helps Michigan State in this game. They got big guys that have been there with the experience. Jeremy Fears is lethal. Doesn't always shoot the
yeah. He
ball
is.
super great, but knows how to play super smart as a point guard. I'm going to take them as a 2 game difference over the season, 25-6 for Michigan State, 27-4. I think they played in a much tougher conference. Give me Sparty and Tom
I
Izzo
love it.
to beat Dan.
Yeah. Yep. All right, headed to the South region, we got Florida versus Vandy. This is a tricky one. We saw Vandy absolutely demolish Florida
Throttled them.
a couple days ago, so I'm taking Vandy. I think they're going to carry that momentum. They know where they're vulnerable. If they can get their big guys into foul trouble, which is what we saw in that game,
Yep.
Vandy's they're more physical, I would say. Um, so give me Vandy and against Florida. I think that number one seed's out in the South.
There you go. I think Florida gets their lick back, and I have to
Yep.
wholeheartedly disagree with you. I think Florida might be the most physical team in basketball. So
Really?
I think they come in and take care of business in this one. It was a fun game. Vandy's fun to watch play basketball.
Yeah,
They fly. I mean, they really do fly.
they do.
Florida, I think, is too much. I think the guards do their job, the bigs eat. So I think this is going to be a game that they kind of come back and, they got a coach that has now won a national title, coached them up to success in Golden. And I think he's going to, if they get this matchup in the Sweet 16, really, really harp on the film from that loss. And I think Florida comes out and actually, if this is the matchup, I think they take care of business. Now, I'm not going to
Yeah.
say easily, but I think they come out pissed off. I think they win this game.
Yeah. All right. So Illinois versus Houston. This is another tricky one. I said it a while ago. I think Illinois is my dark horse, but Houston's defense, I've highlighted it all day long on this show. I like Houston's defense a lot. They are streaky at times when shooting the ball. I'm going to continue with Illinois, I think.
You
God, I don't know.
No disagreement from me on that one. I think Fighting
Oh, dude,
Illini
it's
wins
so
this
tough.
game.
You do?
Super, super tough game to pick. Houston's just
Yeah,
one
it
of those teams that
is.
seems to always be there and can never quite get it done all the way. But like you said, defensively, arguably the best team in the country. But
Yeah,
Illinois, when they're on, is super scary offensively. And I think this is just going to be a situation where you got really good offense against really good defense, and sometimes you can't stop somebody from hitting a shot no matter how good defense you play. So I
yeah,
think Illinois
yeah.
wins this game in a super close and super fun one.
Dude, it is scaring me looking at this bracket in the South and seeing my picks with Vandy. I'm terrified
Mhm.
that I just picked Vandy to go this far.
Yeah.
And I have been saying to every single person I've seen in person for the past couple weeks that I think Vandy is dog shit.
Well, your picks ain't backing that up, bud.
Apparently not. But we're gonna roll with it.
Roll with the momentum, buddy. Roll with the momentum.
Why not? Okay, so Arizona taking on Arkansas in the West region. This one will be an absolute shootout. I could see the over hitting in this one. It'll probably be 189 for the over under. Uh Taking Arkansas. I think Acuff is just absolutely amazing. And I hope he gets to a championship. I think this team's very dangerous.
Yeah, I think you should start letting me pick some games first so I can get my lick in before, because I'm picking Arkansas too. I think this is when the one seed exits. I think Arizona's really, really good. It's just so tough for me to see all four one seeds making it again.
Yeah,
And I think Arkansas has the firepower to win this game. It's going to be really tough. Arizona's
yeah,
lost, what, 2 games all year. They're
yep,
There's a reason for that. They're really good. They were 22-0 right before they lost a game.
yep,
This team is insanely good, but in March, sometimes you get on a run, and we harped on this, I think 3 or 4 times already. Guards win you basketball games in
yeah,
March, and if Darius Acuff keeps up what he's doing, they've got enough around him to make a run like this. Give me Hogs to go to the Elite Eight.
yeah. Speaking on Arizona, their last loss was at home versus Texas Tech in overtime. So they took that game to OT.
Jeez.
But yeah, so we had some differences in these games heading down because you had Purdue.
Yep. What's your matchup?
It's Miami versus NC State.
Okay.
God, dude. I'll probably run with Miami because I've gotten them going this far. I think I'm just going to keep it rolling with Miami.
Yeah, this is my weirdo region. I think NC State beats Purdue. Um, Again, kind of similar to the Gonzaga, but
Yeah,
NC State has the guards to, no pun intended, guard your best players. And, Purdue's best player is obviously Braden Smith.
Braden
Oscar
Smith.
Clough's
Yeah,
been playing really well for them, the big guy out of that transferred from South Dakota State. But this is one of those. And again, I don't know. I don't think NC State is like this insurmountably great team, but for some
yeah,
reason, these teams get some momentum. Some of them, when they play in that first four game, think Will Wade's going to have the boys rolling. They got Copeland, who was there last year, making upsets. They really do. They're they kind of make you uncomfortable defensively,
yeah.
and I think that Purdue is vulnerable to turning the ball over a lot. So the matchup in general isn't super great, although they'll definitely have the better big guys. I think this is a game where NC State kind of goes on a little bit of a shocker. Give me a double digit seed in the Elite Eight.
I like it. I love it. All right. So you go ahead and take your first pick in the Midwest.
Yeah, so my matchup is good old Akron making their way to play
Yep,
Michigan, and I think the magic runs out. Michigan, to me, is really hard to pick against when you're looking at straight matchups.
I agree.
So I got the Wolverines going forward. For the record, Yaxel Lendeborg, one of my favorite players in college basketball. Loved him when he was at UAB last year. And I think the transfer to Michigan has been seamless. You don't see guys come from the American playing at UAB and winning Player of the Year in the Big Ten the next year. The dude is
Yep,
really good at basketball. Was guarding Braden Smith when they were playing Purdue on the perimeter, and can also go down and play the five if you need him to. So I think
yeah,
he's really good. Love watching him play ball. I think it's a tough matchup for Akron. A little Cinderella story, about time for it to end. So I got Michigan.
yeah. I think either way, whether it's Alabama, Texas Tech, or Akron, I think Michigan will obviously win that. I had Texas Tech taking on Michigan, um, but without, I think the right ends without JT Toppin. And you highlighted Lindenberg, so yeah, I think Michigan handles that one. Moving down,
Yep.
you had Tennessee taking on Iowa State.
Correct. We're going Cyclones there. I think Iowa State's
Yeah,
a really good team. We talked about it already. I won't harp too much on what we've already talked about.
yeah,
I think that Tennessee again has the talent to win some games. Not this one. Iowa State's too good. I
yeah,
think they are quite possibly, in my opinion, they're probably the strongest two seed in the field. I like them a lot. I think they win that game and go to the Elite Eight.
yeah. Let's just go ahead and stick with that region because it's Michigan versus Iowa State.
Yep.
N-
So again, really hard for me to pick against Michigan. I think Michigan wins. Close game,
Yeah,
tough
very close.
fought game, but Michigan, and they got a really good coach too. Dusty May, wish he was a Hoosier. We won't get into that, but he has this team at two losses, three losses. They just have their third loss
3.
against Purdue.
Yeah,
So I just think that they're good. I almost think it's one of those situations where that loss to Purdue kind of helps them. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Like,
Where like
you know what I mean?
builds up
Like
their
Holt's
fire.
what they were. Yes, wants to be like, all right, we can be beat. We got to lock in. We got to. So I
Yeah,
really like Michigan. I think they win. We'll go Michigan Final Four run.
yeah. I've got Iowa State. Um, Both teams, though, like you highlighted, can shoot. Michigan's 8th in the league, 50% shooting. Iowa State's 22nd, but they shoot 49% from the field. But when it comes down to the three-point field goal percentage, Iowa State 39%, Michigan's 36. Here's what scares me, because I highlighted this earlier. If it comes down to free throws at the end of the game, Iowa State is 341st.
Jesus.
They shoot 67% from free throws, whereas Michigan is 75%. So if it comes down to that, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
If it comes down to free throws, at the end, Michigan will win. But if it doesn't, I'm taking Iowa State in that one. So number 1 seed goes down. So Iowa State is my first Final Four pick, and yours is Michigan. Okay, moving on to the East region, Duke and Michigan State. I think Tom Izzo's run comes to an end. Duke is just, I think, a better team with Boozer and all them, and we've touched on them a lot and how they function. So I'm taking Duke.
Yep. I got Blue Devils to the Final
Okay.
Four. Again, to me, it boils down to the decisions that are getting made by the coach and how good number 12 is in
Yeah.
white or blue, or well, I guess they'll be in white because they're the number 1 seed. So, yeah, how good that guy
Yeah.
is, I think they will roll.
Yep. South region, you've got Florida taking on Illinois.
Correct. I got
Who you,
Illinois.
I do too.
I think that's a tough matchup for Illinois. One of the games where I think if this, obviously, I'm no crystal ball, and this probably will not be the matchup that ends up happening, but this is
Yeah.
the matchup we end up getting. I see a Keaton Wagler masterclass in this game.
Yeah.
So I think, he goes on a run. You actually do have enough size with Illinois to kind of combat Florida. They're not as good, the big guys, but you have enough size to kind of go back and forth with them. And then I think Wagler's better than either of the guys Florida has at the guard position, who are both good. I like Lee and Boogie
Yeah.
Bland.
I like Lee.
But I
Yeah.
think that this is a game that is just kind of one of those legacy games. Elite Eight, chance to go to the Final Four. I think Illinois pulls it out, and we do not get a repeat champion.
Yeah. Agreed. Let's move on to the West because I had Illinois as well. Moving on to the West, I have Arkansas taking on Florida. I think this, or Miami.
Mhm.
Sorry. Uh, the ride ends for Miami. Arkansas is just so much better offensively. So I'm taking Arkansas to move on, which sets up my Final Four.
Yeah, we are both high on the Hogs, man.
Yep.
Mine's, Arkansas, NC State. I think this is, if NC State does pull off this miracle run, this is a super fun game because of the way they play and what they can do to other teams offensively. But we've already hit on all the reasons why we like Arkansas, all the aspects that they have, not just Darius Acuff, but the pieces that are
Yeah.
around him, that got them to win the SEC championship. Give me Hogs, Final Four run, Calipari, getting some revenge on the people that said he couldn't coach when he left Kentucky.
Yeah. So we have the same Final Four.
No, you picked Iowa State.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That is
But we
correct.
got pretty close.
So 3 out of the 4. We damn, dude. All right.
There we go.
Okay.
Hopefully that means we're right.
I know, at least one of us is. So this is going to set up a Duke and Illinois game, which we both had as well. I think the ride ends for Illinois. We touched on every phase of Duke we possibly could. Touched on Keaton Wagler, but there's a reason Boozer is going to be the number 1 overall pick. So give me Boozer to make it to the championship.
Yep. Duke wins. I think Duke wins too. I think it's crazy that I'm picking them with, they're actively dealing with injuries, and one guard may not play throughout the whole tournament,
Yeah.
but they're so good. They just do a lot of good things. They have the depth to deal with these injuries. Boozer is the best player in the nation as a freshman, like you hinted at, and they they're good at basketball, man. They don't make a lot of mistakes. It's hard to beat
Yep.
teams that don't beat themselves, and Duke doesn't do that. So I see Blue Devils going to the Natty.
All right. That sets up Arkansas versus Iowa State for me and Arkansas, Michigan for you.
Correct.
I think I'm rolling with the Hogs, man. I think I'm gonna roll with Acuff. I think I'm gonna roll with that offense. Sets up a Duke and Arkansas championship for me.
Yep. I'm gonna jump off the train right at the last second, last stop. I
Yeah,
think
aw, man.
I think Michigan wins that game. They've got the cats to deal with what Arkansas brings to the table. Again, really fun game to watch. If we This is probably the fourth time I've said this, but like if we get this matchup, I would love to see Michigan and Arkansas play with the way they're both going at it right now.
Yeah,
But Michigan's got a lot of firepower, man. I think this team's really good. So I'll take Wolverines. I know I'm boring two one seeds in the championship, but the way NIL is going, that's what we keep heading towards. You get a lot of good rosters at the schools that have the money to pay for it, and I'm going 2 1 seeds in the Natty.
all right. So who you taking now, Duke or Michigan?
Tough game to pick. Duke got them in the regular season. Close
Yep.
game, fun game. Give me Wolverines revenge game. I'll take Michigan to win it
Okay.
all. Again, I think Lindeborg's one of the better players in the nation. I think Cam Boozer's the best in the nation, but you got a
Yeah.
guy that can match up with him with Yaxel. Adai Mara, if he stays out of foul trouble, is the best shot blocker probably in the nation. And
Yep.
Michigan has, Elliot Cadeau. They've got Burnett, who's been there, and then Merez Johnson, who is his draft stock over the past month and a half has gone from maybe second round to this guy could be a top 20 lottery type pick. So I
Yeah.
love everything that Michigan's done. This game is tough to pick. We already watched how good it was in the regular season. Would be super cool to see a rematch, but give me Michigan, man.
Yeah. All right. I've got Duke losing as well. I'm rolling with the Hogs. Um, I'm rolling with Acuff and I'm rolling with Richmond the third, which we haven't even talked about him yet.
Yeah,
He's really streaky, but if this is a game where they need him the most outside of Acuff and he goes off and he gets himself 20 or maybe even 18, I don't see them losing this game.
yeah. I only mentioned him on the defensive side of the ball earlier because I love
Yeah.
watching him play defense. But yeah, it's going to be that's a team just based off of players alone. I mean, there's a reason why me and you both had them in the Final Four
Yeah.
as a 4 seed. Like they've got the players. It's just a matter of fact of everybody kind of playing up to par with what they're
Right.
capable of doing. But I could see it happen. One of those things where that's what what was it, 3 or 4 years ago when UConn went back to back, but the first time they won was with they were a 4 seed, and I watched them get that 4 seed and the draw that they got, and I picked him to win it all that year because I thought it was just a perfect
Yeah.
draw. I think Arkansas doesn't get quite as good of a draw because Wisconsin and Arizona are tough, but the way they're playing right now, they can beat anybody in the country. So
I
I
agree.
don't I don't mind that pick at all.
Well, I had let me go back up to the West. Yeah, because I had High Point beating Wisconsin. So the only matchup for me was the scary one would be Arizona,
Yeah.
but you had Wisconsin and Arizona
Mhm.
on your end. But yeah, dude, we 3 out of 4 for our final 4, and we both had Duke losing in the
That's right.
championship.
Hey, great minds think alike, Bob.
That is true. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. So we got playing games tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got 2 of them, which will be UMBC and Howard, and then Texas versus NC State. I think we both agree on that NC State will win that game.
Yep.
And then UMBC will beat Howard.
Yep.
Cool. First game's at 5:40.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it is here. We are so back.
Dude, so back. I took off work Thursday and Friday. Thursday is
That's
my
awesome.
birthday. I'm gonna be sitting down, having 3 to 4 screens up of basketball, and you know how I live, I couldn't be better.
Yeah. I wish I could get off work. That'd been awesome, but fortunately I can't. So
You know what I was talking about with my mom literally, like, last night? Were you in, Miss Punky's class with us
it's punky.
in English in, like, sophomore year when we had the setup of, like, 5 netbooks on the
Oh,
you remember that?
yeah.
Dude, literally just in the middle of class, we just have, like, 4 netbooks set up on the desks, just watching whatever we want.
It was
Dude,
awesome.
that was the
Oh,
year MTSU beat, Michigan State.
yeah.
I remember that. We were watching the game on there. We were like, "No way!" Just little sophomores in high school just doing whatever we wanted.
Yeah. Well, was it the year? I don't know if you were in that. Do you remember the computer taking course, like where the keyboard?
Yes.
Were you in that class with me? Because what's his face
He would put it on the
had
big
the
screen.
yes,
Yeah.
and then we would all use the computers and say, "Screw the typing stuff. Let's just watch it on here."
Watch the games, man. Yeah, that's when, like,
He didn't care.
the website just kinda went like, you could start watching it all on the website, like, right around
Yeah.
that time. Dude, wow. I mean, school, they knew what they were doing. You give us netbooks, come on, man. Like, what are we about to do?
Yeah.
We're about to watch some college basketball.
Dude, I'm gonna make some bets tomorrow after this first game because I think this will be the games that matter the most,
Mhm.
as far as tournament play. But we'll see. I like how we had 3 of the 4 though. That was fun.
There was, man. Picking every matchup was fun, and we had a couple different matchups to pick too, just because obviously we picked different people in here and there.
Yeah.
Makes it fun, get to talk about a little bit of everybody and some teams that you think might make a difference, and so, no,
I can't believe I chose Vandy.
hey, you gotta go with that now, buddy.
I know. Vandy's the real deal, y'all. I'm gonna start going to work like that. You know how many Vandy fans I
I was
see a
about to say,
day?
at least you're in the right spot for it.
Yeah. Vandy and Tennessee fans. I'm about to piss everyone off.
Speaking of Tennessee, what do you think of the new logo, man? You see our new logo, the Titans?
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, the little baby blue color too.
Yeah, we're going Oilers. I didn't like
Yeah,
the
it's
logo that
interesting.
much, but the jerseys I was
Yeah,
okay with.
because the logo looks like the state flag.
The logo literally all they did was, like, take the flames off, and it's just now a circle with the T.
Yeah, I think that's the state
Yeah,
flag.
no, I read because they put the little stars on the
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kinda weird. I think I like the other one better.
I liked our old logo better for sure, but the jerseys,
Yeah.
I can get down with the jerseys. They were pretty
Yeah, they are clean. Because that new stadium is done not this year, but next
correct.
year.
Next year.
Yeah.
The script is coming up for the Titans to be good, bud.
Speaking of NFL news, Justin Fields just went to the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
what exactly was that?
I don't know. They expect him to play? Like,
They didn't like Gardner Minshew.
apparently not. Was he gonna be a running back for them? Like,
He could, honestly. Back up
I
Kenneth
think he
Walker.
should switch positions. Yeah.
He may as well, honestly. Kenneth Walker, he needs somebody to come in and steal all his touchdowns like, Charbonnet did.
Charbonnet. Dude, poor Kenneth Walker. All season long, this dude was just getting his touchdowns robbed.
It's alright, he got a Super Bowl
FanDuel was
MVP.
stealing money.
He got a Super Bowl MVP out of it, he'll be
He
alright.
did. Yeah, unfortunately. But
Oh,
it
yeah,
is
I
what
forgot
it
about
is.
that, sorry, bud.
No, you're fine. He'll get back there. Don't worry.
Yeah. Drake May?
We'll see.
Drake May, Maine?
Yeah, with Tom. But Ryan, I appreciate you being on the show, man. It was a pleasure having you on again for some bracket talk.
Of course, man, appreciate you having me, you know I'm the one to come to for this time of the year, so I'm
I know.
always happy to be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple more shows. I think James said he wanted to get on again. And then our other buddy did too. But yeah, because I'm probably gonna do. It's hard because I don't want to do a live one during the games because I just want to like sit there and watch
Yeah.
them all. You know what I mean? So I have to figure out how to do the first round on like a Saturday morning or something.
Mhm.
But anyway, I'll hit you up again whenever we get into next week because we'll have those 2 days off.
Yep.
See if you and James want to talk first round, second round. But yeah, that'll be fun because I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of upsets. I'm sure we're gonna see some buzzer beaters.
I'm sure me and your bracket's not going to be fucking 100 percentile.
No, it'll probably be in the 40s, just knowing how much Madness works. But alrighty, brother, I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much. You've been great.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, brother. Always happy to be here.
Of course, of course. Have a good birthday.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, brother. See ya.
See ya.